going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger. We are back at you again today with another MLB 16 The Show Diamond Dynasty gameplay, and we're also here for another edition of This Week in Baseball. If you're new to the channel, new to the series, it's our weekly show where we talk about things going on in Major League Baseball over some Diamond Dynasty gameplay. Lots of stuff to talk about, so let's jump right on into it. In case you guys weren't aware, Bryce Harper is really good at baseball. Today he hit his 6th home run in the last 8 games, and by doing that, he's now tied for the Major League lead with Trevor Story with 8 overall. Earlier this week, he just abused the Philadelphia Phillies, and he has now homered in 6 straight games in the city of Philadelphia. I believe he tied Ernie Banks with the record. I don't know if Banks did that in Philly as well or just at some other ballpark, but he's absolutely owned the Phillies as of late, and as I mentioned, tied with Trevor Story with 8 home runs. Nolan Arenado, Josh Donaldson, and Neil Walker coming over from the Pirates. I think that's a bit surprising, all with 6 home runs so far this season, but he's obviously playing really good. The Mets, we all know they got great pitching, but if they can get offense from Neil Walker and Cespedes, obviously they need that. They lost David Murphy, who is still having a really, really good season with the Nationals. He's surprising me, guys. I thought he'd be a flash in the pan. I said it last week. I'm saying it again. He leads the majors in batting average, so having a really good season so far. One thing that really shocked me when I was looking at it, and I tweeted this last night, with the home run leaders, Jose Altuve is on that list with 5 home runs, and I kind of did a double take when I saw that, and I looked up his stats previous to this year, and it was just last year. His season high, or his career high for home runs, was 15 in a season. He's already got 5 this year. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The first thing that I thought about was, is he juicing? I don't know. He's a great player, man. He's a great player. I hope that isn't the case. It's just shocking. I mean, maybe he's just been getting lucky with the long ball. And then in the RBI category, no surprise, Bryce Harper with 21. Nolan Arenado trails him by 5 with 16. So Nolan having a really good season. Had a great weekend against the Cubs. The Rockies had a great weekend against the Cubs, beating them 2 out of 3, losing to Jake Arrieta in the middle game. But Nolan hit 2 solo home runs on Sunday afternoon, and the Rockies beat the Cubs 2-0. His first 2 home runs at Wrigley. Just a pretty good game overall for Nolan. But I mentioned Jake Arrieta. Guys, if you didn't know, he's really, really good at baseball too. The defending Cy Young winner in the NL has 6 consecutive scoreless starts at home. So that's 48.2 innings where he has not allowed a run at home. That is just unbelievable. He's taking it to the next level, guys. Jake Arrieta is the truth. And we're going to stick with the Cubs here, guys. John Lackey had a game earlier this week. I believe it was against the Cardinals. 11 strikeouts, but that wasn't the big story. He became the 16th pitcher in MLB history to beat all 30 Major League Baseball teams. So shout out to John Lackey coming over from the Cardinals to the Cubs, and then doing that to the Cardinals is pretty good for him. Other milestones, Carlos Gonzalez from my Rockies yesterday had his 1,000th career hit, and he actually leads the NL this year with 22 base hits. He's having a really, really good start so far. George Springer, we got to mention him, and by the way, his card is absolutely wonderful in Diamond Dynasty. Go check it out. It's got a great boost today as well. 3 straight games with a home run earlier this week. But I got to talk about pitching, guys, because there are some guys, we mentioned Jake Arrieta earlier, but there's some guys that are just slinging the baseball, and we got to give them props. So Jordan Zimmerman comes over from the Nationals to the Tigers, 3-0 with a 0 ERA. He has not given up a run yet, so good acquisition for the Tigers, I should say. And guess what, guys? The Nationals, hey, maybe they lost Zimmerman, but they got a guy. If you haven't heard of him, Joe Ross, he's balling out. He's 2-0 right now, 16.2 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts. He's got a 0.54 ERA. He's pitching very, very well. I'll have a video coming out probably tomorrow or Saturday about some guys that could get upgrades in Diamond Dynasty, and he is certainly one of them, pitching very, very well. Chris Sale, we got to mention him. He leads the majors with 4 wins. He's 4-0, 1.80 ERA, pitching very, very well. Matt Latos, another guy, surprising. Right now, he is, I believe, 3-0 for the Chicago White Sox. Comes over from, I think he played for the Reds last year. 0.49 ERA, so he's off to a great start. Obviously, it's extremely early. We all know that, but we still got to give these guys shout-outs. And then Noah Syndergaard from that Mets rotation, 2-0, 0.90 ERA, so he's off to a great start as well. Let's take a look at the standings here. Well, we still got some time in the NL West. The Dodgers lead my Rockies by a game and a half. They match up this weekend. I think the Dodgers, I think my Rockies might have a chance of taking the series. Tomorrow it's Kazmir versus John Gray, so pitching phenom for the Rockies. John Gray comes back off a quick stint on the DL from an injury. And then I think it's Maeda versus Tyler Chatwood on Saturday. That'll be a really good one. Let's go to the NL East. Washington 11-4. Mets behind them with a 7-7 record. NL Central, Chicago Cubs 11-4. Two of those losses, as I mentioned, against the Rockies. The Reds still playing pretty good. Beat 2 out of 3 against my Rockies just a couple days ago, 8-7. The Cardinals 8-7 as well. Baltimore, who started, I believe, 8-0, is now 9-4, so they're sliding a little bit. Toronto trails them at 8-8. The White Sox 10-5. They got off to a really good start. They've won 7 out of their first 10 or last 10. Royals 9-5, trailing them. The Rangers 9-6, winners of 3 straight. 7 out of their last 10 lead the AL West with a 9-6 record. Thanks once again, guys, for tuning in. I'm Popular Stranger, and I'm out. Peace.